It's time for an upcycle part 5 of my upcycled home decor hacks that anyone can do, and I've got 29 more for you. Check it out.
First up, this shelf, found it at the side of the road. I love a free item, so I painted it black. I took some baking dishes that I played around with the size and found these that fit in it and made it into a dog feeder. So I've got water in the middle and then food on each side for both of my dogs. So that is a great way to make it beneficial for my dogs to eat up a little higher and to keep things out of a landfill. Next up, thrifted muffin tins. Clean these up. These actually make really great candle holders. You can do them as different displays on your table or your side tables. Just really fun for entertaining, especially for a barbecue. Speaking of barbecue or camping, last minute tip, you need to cover up food outside, use a strainer. Okay, so I've showed you all a ton of times how to put little puck lights inside of glass and light it up. You definitely have seen this if you follow me, but here's a different twist on it that I've shared in the past that I love. Take your little puck light with a remote, put it in the bottom of a vase, something round like this, and then I actually just took a mason jar, split it right inside, and the lip of the mason jar caught the lip of the vase. So you kind of have to play around with different sizes. But I love this so much because it's a great way that you can combine your florals and your light together, which of course makes your table look absolutely beautiful. Speaking of beautiful tables, over the holiday, I did a little hack with a bunch of thrifted glass that I scored at Goodwill, and I used sand wax. So I thought I would put it into this little compilation video so anyone that hadn't seen it can see it. Sand wax, I'll give you the link if you like it. Just ask for it in the comments. Pour it into a vintage glass container or any type of container you want that's heat proof. But it doesn't have to be as heat proof as it would be for a candle because they don't get that hot. And then slide a wick right down the middle, and that's it. You can make a ton of beautiful candles. I love that so much. Next up, a chemistry beaker. I hot glued half of a wine cork on the bottom, and that fits perfectly into any tapered candle holder. Then you can do your florals inside of your taper candle holder with your chemistry beaker that literally just has a wine cork glued on the bottom. In the past, over the holidays, I showed you all how I took hot rollers that I scored thrifting and I used the hot rollers to make Christmas ornaments. But I had some people ask me, what did I do with the actual container that the hot rollers came in? Well, I cut the cord off, I spray painted it, and I use it to store all of my cords from my phones and electronics. They fit perfectly over the little pieces that normally would have heated up. Next up, I love to use napkin holders as little art easels. They're also great to put your sponge in, or you can mount them on the wall and put your records in them. Next up is a little shoe hack I started doing for my daughter when she was really little. She's 21 now, so that tells you how long. I used to take the laces out of her shoes and I would use the elastic from sweatpants, like around the waist that I would get thrifting. Now I just buy elastic, and I change out the laces for the elastic. Great way to have shoes slide easily on and off. Vintage accordion wine rack. Wine racks do not need to be used just for wine. I have so many upcycles on wine racks. I'll make a whole big video on all of them, but this one's so pretty. Using it in the kitchen to put all of your little items that you need to cook with stacked in there on their side works perfectly. Also, great organization in your pantry. You all may have seen me do this before if you've followed me for a while. The curtain finials that go on the end of the curtains, I love to attach those with the same nut and bolt through the basket to the bottom of baskets on the corners because it just elevates the basket and looks so good. Also, vintage bird cage, put a plant in it and hang it on your front porch. It's really darling. And then of course, thrifted hamper, thrifted rug, and a belt. Make a covered hamper. It's very retro, it's very cool, and use the leather belting to make a handle on top. Next up, simple way to make a Roman shade. This is a shower curtain and a plastic blind. I just fitted it to the blind, took out every fifth or sixth piece of the plastic and hot glued it all together. So then it ends up looking like this. So this is a cordless blind, so you can just push up in the middle and then pull down. And then you just install it on your window the exact same way that those blinds are normally installed, and they work the same way, but instead they just have some really pretty fabric over them. And I love using shower curtains because they're kind of heavier, especially if you get a really good fabric one. Ever want to spray paint something inside like a doorknob? Take a box, cut a hole in it, put some painter's tape around your doorknob, place the box over that, and give quick little bursts of spray paint, and you can easily paint it without getting paint all over the place and having to take the doorknob off. And then of course you always want to put a sealer over the top of the doorknob so the paint stays in place. Speaking of painting, I love doing fun little designs on rugs and then using Scotch Guard to seal them. This was a rug that my friend gave me, and I did this really fun pattern that I saw on a designer rug on the rug with paint and painter's tape, super simple. And those are actually trash cans that have the ferns in them on the side of the door, which I absolutely love. Just a little tip for spray painting. Those cans have little dark lines on them. Line your spray nozzle up with that line. You'll get the most paint out of your can. Next up, this is great for a dorm room or a kid's room. Take their little mini fridge and wallpaper it, because who doesn't want a darling little wallpapered refrigerator? And speaking of dorm room or a kid's room, you can take those big buckets with the lids on it that you can get at any home improvement store and cover the whole thing with a throw. And then I use the bottom cardboard piece off of a pizza to put under the lid to hot glue all of the fabric in place. And that was it. Totally darling little storage. Next up, a crib railing you can use as a magazine rack. I put some finials on the tip tops of those ends and used a little oven cleaner to patina that wood a little. If you want a little greenhouse of your own, take a clothing rack. I painted this one gold, and then I just hung all my plants on it. You can roll it in and out during the spring and winter. It's just a fun little way to have like a little garden area, and the rack works perfectly. Next up is a furniture flip I did with oven cleaner. I completely pulled all the finish off of this, and then I used placemats to make the top pieces. But I really wanted to share with you all how you can use everything from the piece, and obviously this has a whole Marrakesh vibe, but those little brass angels, I thought they were so darling. So I took those off and I cleaned them. And then in our old house, on our pantry doors that were actually over 100 years old from New Orleans, I decided is where these angels needed to live. So I took the same hardware and then I just tacked them into the doors. And when we sold this house, those 100-year-old doors and those little angels went with the house, which I absolutely love. I love to find glass cylinders and hurricanes thrifting, so when you do, you can always cover them with things like a shirt sleeve, especially this stretchy kind of fabric. You can just cut off a sleeve and slide it right over the glass piece and make a darling little vase. Now let's talk about this chair. It is busted on one side. Might be something you might not normally thrift, or you might not normally buy, or you might not normally keep because it's busted, but don't underestimate zip ties, y'all. Especially if you give it a good coat of paint, you'll never see anything. A little twine, a few zip ties, coat of fresh paint, and then some sealer on it to keep it nice for outside. Something that probably would have normally had gotten trashed actually looks amazing and beautiful and brand new. Next up, we're also going to talk about old things that you might not want anymore, like a fireplace screen. This was one that I decided to take old towels and cover with, and then cover with some sheets and make a little headboard for my mom's bed. How cute is that? I love giving a little artistic touch to baskets, and painting them is a really easy way to do that. Just make a really cool design with some painter's tape. I love this color of Bear spray paint. Give it a good coat, and then you've got a unique one-of-a-kind piece you can put on your coffee table, you can hang on the wall. You all ask me a lot about storage, like how I store my vintage glass or my spray paint, and this is how I store my spray paint. On the back of a closet door, I put a shoe holder, and that is where all of my spray paint goes. Next up, this little napkin silverware caddy. These are great things to thrift for storage. You can use them for a little portable electronic situation for all your kids' stuff, the cords and whatnot. You can also use them, especially again in a dorm, if your kids have to leave their dorm room and go to a shared bathroom. For all the toiletries, the brush, the curling iron, you could also use one on your coffee table. Cool little art book, some coasters, your remote, all the things. And then of course for art supplies or your pens and pencils and all the things that you need on your desk, your journals, your Post-its and whatnot. Next up is this little table. This is a piece my mom found at the side of the road. I painted it. I put some wine glass holders up underneath it. I adhered this metal trash can to the top of it to hold wine and created this fun little wine situation. So everything can be given new life. Happy upcycling.